All right, guys, Kz1000 Kawasaki build video number 2. Just want to point out a couple of things here on the rear suspension. Used 3/4 inch by 1.5 inch steel tube, square tube. Notched them here on the inside, on the outside there, put a bend in it, welded it up, and connected it through here to the swing arm. 2 shocks up top, replacing the 2 shocks that were mounted here, going straight up to the frame. So now it's kind of a monoshock setup, which I like, and you've seen that maybe on some of the other bikes I've built. I think it gives it a really nice, good, clean look. So the other modification here with the brake caliper, it had a really long rod that actually mounted on the swing arm over here. Didn't look great, so you know, I figured that this bar is plenty strong. I welded a bolt to it, shorten up this arm, and actually moved the caliper also forward. It sat a lot further back, giving room for the shock, which is something that I also did on the Honda Goldwing Ruffian build, if you guys have seen that. So that kind of cleans up this back end. I've got my big knobby tire, because this is supposed to look like a AT bike. Let's move over here. Okay, hopefully you guys can see this. Yeah, I think so. All right, so I've welded up the seat support, 1/2 inch square tube, welded those in, welded to the frame. Frame is 1 inch, this is 3/4 inch tube. I wanted it to look a little lighter. I mean, the double tube gives it kind of a heavy look, it seems like. But once the motor's in place, maybe that'll balance out, hopefully. So, yeah, that seems solid. I think it's going to work. And then bending this down over here gave me a little more leverage, and you know, it's a little more solid that way. So that's kind of the back end fabricated up. Then, of course, so this is a Kawasaki KZ LTD. Not a great looking bike, but nice strong motor, good frame. So this right here is the front and or the driver foot pegs, passenger foot pegs, and your rear wheel brake. And that all sat over here. Look kind of ugly, so doing away with that. Got on eBay, found this piece right here. Don't know what it was off of. It was a Kawasaki. I thought I'll mount that there. Problem is, obviously, so this is a mock-up of the motor. It sticks out about 4 inches. So that wasn't going to work. All right, so trashed that, and then found this piece. Might have been off a Ninja. Kawasaki Ninja, not sure. So most of the stuff on this piece is behind the mounting point. So I took a piece of L channel. What is that? Probably 1.5 by 1.5 L channel that I cut and modified, welded on a smaller piece of L channel here. And the plan is using the original mounting bolts from this foot peg, and it'll go on like that. Got just enough room for the master cylinder back there. Get a knot started here so it doesn't fall off. Okay, let me move the camera a little bit. It's going to work out. Let's see. All right, so I have room for the casing of the motor to stick out. Also, the bracket that I built is removable, so the motor goes in and out of the frame on the curb side, the right side of the bike. So I'll be able to get the engine back in, bolt my adapter plate that I built in there, and then this is my new foot peg arrangement. No passenger peg on this. Master cylinder is already on here, which is great. And then I did with these, what I liked was these bicycle pedal kind of pegs, and then also modified the foot brake and welded a plate on that accommodated this kind of similar style foot peg brake pedal. So I'm making some progress. I think it looks pretty good. And next I've got to take the frame apart, clean it all up, prime it, paint it, and do all the electrical, get the motor back in, and hopefully late fall this winter I'll have a running bike. So all right, let me know what you think.